Hello, and welcome to Women in Business, where we interview entrepreneurs and senior managers and show you the strengths, successes, obstacles, and roadblocks women experience in business. Since I believe every person in business needs to be visible, I'd like to invite you to watch www.sob6, that's the number 6, tips.com, which will give you some valuable information should you get the call to be on radio or TV, which I think is extremely important. If you'd like to contact me personally, drop me a line at Gayle Carson, that's Gayle, GayleCarson13 at gmail.com, or go to my website, www.spunkyoldbroad.com, and sign up for my weekly newsletter.
My guest today is Libby Jason. She's called the Style REinventionist, and she is the author of Style REinventionist, Fashion and Style Tips for the Ageless Woman. It's a little edgy, yet always classy, and she's routinely sought after for advice on clothing, accessorizing, and shopping decisions. Her previous 13-year design company focused on mixing patterns and colors for her high-end referral-only clients. Her background has also been in skincare and cosmetics for 22 years. She can help a client make a great first impression or soften their style to be more approachable. She has a knack for coordinating outfits on a budget with an eye for excellent quality, and also understands the client's overwhelm with fashion options, helps them take the next step to elevate their mindset, feel visible, and valued at any age. Welcome, Libby.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Well, I see so many people. I used to be in the image business because I had modeling schools and things like that. And it still to this day amazes me, not talking about age necessarily, but that people who shouldn't wear midriffs. People, people have very low cut. Or I was watching the SAG Awards and the different award shows, and people are popping out of their tops, and yet they wonder why people make comments about them.
No.
And people wear short skirts who have horrible legs, and I just never understand how anybody can do this. So they need someone like you in their life. So tell us, whether you're a speaker or you're a career person or whomever you are, what story does your style say about you, and how do people form these impressions?
It's funny that you mentioned that, and I did have to comment when I met you. You were very well dressed, inappropriately dressed. I just kind of shake my head because sometimes I see women that are extremely talented. They're very gifted. They've got a passion for helping people. They're brilliantly smart. But then when I look at how they show up, I think, oh my word, it's just, they're sending like such a different message. And some of them, it just comes out being frumpy and unprofessional, and then others, I'm confident that they must have raided their daughter's closet or something. And I just I really want to be able to help them to match their image with their expertise. And it doesn't matter to me if they are an entrepreneurial woman, if they are in corporate, a career woman. There's a few things that I really would love to share with them so that they can put their best foot forward and look their best.
Well, I was looking at, and I'm not going to mention who it is, but there's been a person that has been on all the award shows, and she literally is popping out of her gown. Mm-hmm. And should never be wearing what she's wearing, and is very, very visible at these award meetings and or sessions. And I just say, who is her stylist? Mm-hmm. They can't possibly be giving her good advice. Maybe she's doing this all on her own, or heaven forbid it is from a stylist. But it doesn't take money to dress well. It takes taste, and it takes knowing what to do. So when someone comes to you, how do you work with them? What do you tell them?
Well, that's a good question. You're absolutely right. It doesn't It doesn't take money. It's amazing. I've been able to outfit people for a cocktail dinner and top to bottom, earrings, handbag, everything for under $70. So it's a question of, first of all, when I meet someone, I do an assessment for them. And I really want to find out who they are. Like, because it's at the end of the day, it's not about a blouse or a jacket. It's about, who are you? How can I serve you? And let me get to know you. So I kind of want to find out why they do their business, what is their passion, what do they want to do. We go over all kinds of specific things like weight and size and what they're trying to do there, what they spend on a wardrobe, what they don't, where they need help. Because I pretty much need to know, are we doing a whole wardrobe revamp? Are we shopping for a special occasion? Am I helping them pack? Are they going to be on the platform? Is it going to be in a red carpet affair? So kind of find out what they really want first. And then from there, I have an avenue to go in the direction that serves them the most, especially one thing I'm finding a lot, and this obviously was with the SAG Awards, is as a lot of award shows, there's so many celebrities. Everybody wants to be noticed. There's cameras there. They're making a name for themselves. And some women, unfortunately, will reveal way more about themselves than maybe we wanted to know. And I'm sure they do it to attract attention. And a lot of them look gorgeous. But there's other ways to really make a statement about yourself. And it doesn't have to be, being half naked.
Well, you talk about the 4 F's that most people ignore in fashion. What are they?
So I would say the first F of anything is fit. People want to make sure that the clothing fits. And this has been something that I have, I think, drilled into people, that you could love it. It could just be a great outfit. But if it doesn't fit you well, it really is not going to accentuate what you want. If you're delivering a speech, you're accepting an award, you're going up for a promotion, or you're meeting an incredible client, your clothes have to really reflect like you took the time to either have it tailored, if you love it, and maybe it just needs a little tweak here and there, you can definitely have it tailored. Make a tailor your very best friend. The other would be is it flattering? Is it flattering on your body? And sometimes that is not. Maybe it's flattering on somebody that's 20. My clientele is pretty much 45 to 65. And what looked good when you were 20 is not necessarily going to be what you can wear now. So it's really teaching them about, okay, so this hem length for where you're going, this is going to be the most appropriate thing for you.
Going to that first thing was the fit. I have a tendency to prefer something that's looser than tighter. Mm-hmm. I find that, I don't know why, but I think you can move in it better. Not that I want it hanging on me. That's not what I'm saying. Right. But I would rather have something that's loose than something that's tight, that hugs me so tight. Right. And, I feel much more comfortable in it. But the second one you talked about, is it flattering? That's right. The question. I mean, if someone doesn't have this ability to know what looks good on her or not, mm-hmm. How can they tell whether it's flattering or not? I mean, how can they make that decision?
Well, the first thing is get a full-length mirror. I would say get a full-length mirror for sure. And some outfits, they could be flattering if they had the right undergarments. So I don't know about you, but I don't particularly like seeing the little spare tire around my waist, and it showed up all on its own. I think long about 50, I thought, what the heck is this? And I have to say, men are, well, they're interesting creatures anyway. I'm married to one, but they honestly, they can look in the mirror with a pot belly and whatever and thump their chest and go, I am looking good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, women don't do that. We really don't.
No, we rip
Unfortunately.
ourselves apart.
Oh my gosh, my gosh. So, maybe for a guy it's love handles. For me, it's just really not attractive. So, uh, I look for shapewear that can actually smooth everything out because I don't want it to be a distraction, and I want to feel comfortable. And it doesn't have to be sucked in. You mentioned you like things more loose fitting. In a lot of ways, I like things looser, but have a shape to them.
Oh,
I
for
find,
sure.
yeah, I find a lot of women, especially when there's a weight issue, and that happens quite a bit. So I have women from size 4 to size 20, and they feel like if they wear the looser thing, that's going to be better. And what I'm trying to teach them is let's accentuate the areas of your body that are most flattering. Perhaps it's your legs. Let's accentuate that. And then use something that's looser but not sloppy. And that's, I think, the real difference is looking for something that is easy and comfortable, but not sloppy looking.
Yeah, I think sloppy is the term there. I don't think we got to all 4, did we?
No, we
got
didn't.
To 2.
Yeah, we had 2 more. The other one would be the form or your shape. And it's really dressing for your shape. And it's unfortunate sometimes when we go into I shop a lot of consignment stores. I also do designer stores. I do thrift. I do all kinds of things. And what I find is that what they have on display is the size like 00. And it can be so discouraging for a woman that's not her size, but maybe she likes the look. So it's learning that, okay, with your particular shape, these are the garments that are going to fit you the best. Let me give you an example. There's a woman that I dearly love, just a great gal. She has a very powerful presence about her. And she's a woman that she has large shoulders, but she has a very short neck. And we were doing some jewelry for her. And she found this beautiful necklace. And hey, it was gorgeous. But when she put it on, along with the earrings, it just kind of shortened out her neck completely. And it kind of had that turtle look. And I said, your shape and the way that God made you is a short neck and not a lot of length there. Some women have long torsos, some don't. And you are going to look so much more flattering if instead of having the necklace real close to your neck, if you have it drop down about an inch or 2. Still a beautiful look, but now you're creating some space between where your décolleté is and where your chin is. And it's creating that space is going to open things up so much more for you, and it's going to look a lot more flattering. So it's understanding what your shape is and what you can wear. So,
well, and that to comment on that, you mentioned that most things, especially in the windows, are 00. The other thing is that you don't even know what size you are anymore. I can wear anything from a 6 to a 12. I mean, it just depends on how it's cut. It depends on who the manufacturer is. I mean, it's really kind of discouraging because when I grew up, sizes were really true. And it's funny because when I first started wearing what you would call adult clothes, the smallest size they made was a 9. By the time I got out of college, they were down to a 7. And then after 2 years in business, they were down to a 5. Yeah. Now they've got 3s and 1s. And, my size hasn't changed that much, but it's adjusted as the years have gone by. And it's just interesting to me. In fact, I say, who wears these things? When I see a size 1 or I see some of these little short shorts, who wears these things? They've got to be 8, 10, or 12 years of age, But, fit is important, but you can really get messed up with the sizes.
Yeah.
So what's number 4 for you, Libby?
Okay. So the number 4 to me would be fabulous color.
Yes.
And to me, the color is so key. You can have an absolutely great outfit. It could be just designer, gorgeous, cut well, hemmed beautifully, et cetera, et cetera. But if that color does not light you up and look great on you, it is not going to look good. And as a matter of fact, I happen to really like lime green. I like it in pillows. I like it in decor. I just like it. It's a fun color. But I cannot wear it near my face. Now, I could wear shoes if I wanted that leprechaun look, I guess. But if I wanted to wear it lower on my body, a pair of pants or something would be fine. But anything by my face, it is just, it does not look well at all. So it's learning also what is going to be your fabulous color. For me, my fabulous color is red. For somebody else, it may be a bright yellow. It might be an electric blue. So that's going to also come into play if somebody is going to be speaking on the stage. You want to make sure that it's color that is not going to repel your audience. It's going to attract people to you. So we definitely go over color as well.
And my best colors are hot pink and kind of an aqua turquoise type of look.
Yeah,
but
you look fabulous in that.
I did want to ask you, some people think they have to dress a certain way because of the position that they're in. I mean, you have much more freedom if you are in the fashion world or an artist or someone like that. And if you're a corporate attorney or you are, a banker. I remember a friend of mine, in fact, this is kind of a cute story. I never saw her in anything but charcoal gray suits. And she never really wore much makeup. And we were doing a team building exercise. And part of it was say something about yourself that nobody would guess. Well, hers was, I never did guess it. Hers was she had a tattoo on her butt. And I mean, she was the last person I would ever think about that. But, there are certain, professions or certain things you're kind of prescribed to look a certain way. And I'm just wondering where that comes into all of this.
Yeah. And you make up a great point. I don't think you're going to go into the courtroom wearing, hot pink and orange and stilettos. It's just probably the judge would frown on that. Or maybe not, you never know. But I do have a client who she's a financial planner. And so her position, and it really requires her to be more conservative. At the same time, conservative doesn't necessarily mean boring. It can be, you can inflow some style with a lot of different things. Your handbag, your glasses, your shoes. There's some things that you can do with accessorizing. She pretty much does the navy suit, and that's pretty much her standard. And I said, it doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. It can still be conservative as far as in your skirt length, as far as how much skin is revealed. Not a lot of dangly things going on. I wouldn't put her in dangly earrings, but certainly her earrings can look a little larger than what she was currently wearing. And I have to kind of go back. I remember my mom was really, I think, the catalyst the most for fashion and style. And she and I owned a boutique shop in Newport Beach, California. And so she was just amazing. She did a lot of television work, a lot of different things. But I think about in that particular era, it was Donna Reed and Beaver Cleaver's mom. And they were women that stayed at home and they were housewives. And I didn't think of it at the time, but I don't remember my mom being a housewife and wearing a dress and pantyhose, which wasn't even pantyhose then, stockings and pumps And that was the housewife dress. And that definitely was in our house. So I think when we transitioned from that to more of, I want to say, quote, more of the entrepreneurial role or the business role, because I think we were pretty much going into corporate, much more so than entrepreneurial. My mom was a little ahead of her time there. And so it's like we didn't quite know how to dress. Do we dress like a guy? Do we hide our femininity completely? How can we make a statement and be individual and be unique and still fit into that that quote category? So that's where I can work with someone and say, okay, let's pick one thing that's going to be a signature for you. It could be a pocket scarf. It could be belts. It could be something small that'll kind of differentiate you a little bit and not so matchy. And that's where I kind of work with all four things that I said, the fit, flattering, form, and fabulous color to help them create an image that's unique to them, but still respectful with what they do.
Well, that's true, because I remember when I first started out in speaking, it was 1980, and there really weren't many women speaking on stage at that point, and I was doing really serious stuff, so I had to dress in my navy blue suit, and navy blue is my worst color, and my little shirt, and the little tie, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I feel like a mannequin up here doing, so as soon as I established my credibility and my reputation, I changed. But so let's tell them a little bit about you, Libby, where they can find you, and I don't know if you have a special offer for them or anything at all that you'd like to tell them. Where is the best place to find you?
The best place to find me is at LibbyJason.com. And there
and that's LibbyJason.com.
Right. And I have put together a free style guide. It's called 20 Style Tips for Every Age. And they can find that at LibbyJason.com/freebie. And they can also go there to get my book. It's on Amazon. And they can go there and check out the book and download that or get their soft copy. And then they can always contact me. I offer a complimentary 30-minute consultation for any woman. And maybe that's just maybe you have a special thing you want to discuss or ways that I can serve you the best. And that is definitely my intention, to empower women and serve them. So reach out to me. I'm happy to meet with you. I'm happy to talk to you on Zoom, whatever works.
So her website is LibbyJason.com. You can get her book there or on Amazon, I assume.
Right.
And remember, it's the Style REinventionist, fashion and style tips for the ageless woman.
Right.
And then she has a free guide for you, which is on her website, correct?
Correct.
And go to LibbyJason.com/freebie. Right. So that's great. That's wonderful. Well, we have about 2 or 3 minutes left, Libby. What did we not talk about that you think is important for our audience to know?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I would say when I originally started, I've been in corporate and a small business owner and direct sales and all different kinds of things, trying to kind of find my way. And a lot of it was just really realizing that I had to find out who I am, and I had to be vulnerable and be risky to unveil myself and let people get to know me so that I could establish myself and I could know them and they could know me. And I think sometimes people are hiding behind clothes. Sometimes people are using clothes as, revealing too much too soon. And what I found was, if I have a woman that is perhaps really a little reluctant, maybe she's not feeling all that comfortable about herself, because we do tend to judge and compare. I know it's not right, but we do tend to do that anyway. Then I'll just say, you know what? Either get a great handbag or put on a beautiful necklace. and look around at people, look them in the eye, allow them to look at you, and they will come up to you and say, wow, I love your handbag. Oh my gosh, that's a great necklace. You've just created an engagement. You've just checked in with someone. You got a chance to really now you can start a conversation. And, tell me a little bit about what's the greatest thing that happened to you today? What's the most fabulous thing that's happened in your business? And get into that conversation. So we need a tool. And sometimes the tool is an accessory. And use it. Use the tools that you have so that you can meet new people, open yourself up, and be willing to risk who you really are.
I totally agree with you. That's great advice. Now we have to make sure that they're great conversationalists too and know what to say to people. But that's fabulous. Well, my guest has been Libby Jason. Go to her website, LibbyJason.com. Find out what she's got to offer. I think she can be a great help to many of you. Enjoy her. I know her personally. She's a great person, great personality. Thanks so much for being with us, Libby. I really, really had a great time with you.
Thank you, Dr. Gayle. I appreciate it. I had a good time too.
Thanks for listening to Women in Business. I hope you enjoyed today's show. And if you have any suggestions as to who you'd like me to have as a guest, just email me at gailcarson13@gmail.com. Be sure to check out www.sob6tips.com. And in the meantime, go to www.spunkyoldbroad.com to see the resources I have for you.